ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Off Point. My name's Les Steed.
I'm Marlon White.
And today we have a very special guest, back from Season 2, Taiwo Omisore. Nice to see you again, buddy.
Hi, lovely to be here. Lovely to be back, and I'm really excited for today's show.
And you're our first repeat guest, so congratulations.
Yeah. We didn't know anyone. We're running.
Nobody
out
wants
of
to ever come back.
No one. Yeah, we realised how few friends we have.
It's an honour to be here. It's an honour to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure, mate. All right. So, obviously, for the record, this is not a promotion on purpose, but interesting things happened recently. Tell us about Multiwords.
Yeah, so Multiwords is my new app. Very special to me. It's app number 10. Whoop. And and I've been making apps for 10 years as well, so super special to me. It's a word game. It's super simple. Every round you get 8 letters, and you have to try and find as many words as possible with the 8 letters. So super simple, 8 letters, how many words can you find? And the longer the word, the more points you get.
Yeah, because we were playing on it, but just before we started shooting, because I don't have an iPhone. I tried to download it earlier, but how did that? How is it? Yeah, is it? Would you say it's the most successful game to date, or is it Yeah.
Yeah, great question. I think so. This game, I really wanted to take a risk. You know, at number 10, you kind of want to go with a bang, and I think I was taking some learnings that I had from my other apps, and I released a word game called Taiword to really jump on the hype of Wordle.
Yeah, I thought about that.
Yeah, and I put my name, so it's just my name with RD at the end, so Taiword. And one of the modes in this game people really liked, so I took that mode, fleshed it out, and made Multiwords. And Multiwords is the first app that I've made that uses subscriptions. So with subscriptions, if you had 100 people paying you £1 a month, you know that you'll get that every single month, rather than single in-app purchases where it fluctuates. So you could have a really good month, you can have a really bad month. I think in terms of, since you asked about success, this app I'm super proud of. I love seeing the same people on the leaderboards every single day, getting emails from people who have said that they've learned from the game, that they've shared it to other people. It's super rewarding.
It's really nice that people actually sort of send you stuff as well, because I know that you're in the news recently as well, so I thought I'd bring that one up just before I get onto the whole how the subscription thing as well is quite an interesting point. So you were in the news, obviously. Tell us about that.
Yeah,
how did that feel?
It felt
on the other side.
It felt great. It felt incredible to see my face in print and to be in a local paper, Southwark News. And to be interviewed, be interviewed.
It's where the best journalists come from.
You're welcome.
100%.
I follow you online, and I just saw you Mama, I made it.
Really, and
it is such a cool thing to do.
Absolutely brilliant. I think
you can't get away from that. When you're in the newspaper and you're little, or not little. Sorry, that came out weird. I was in the newspaper when I was little. Is what I was trying to say. Really fun.
It's just seeing yourself in print and having a physical copy of it was just
Question: is this a free newspaper?
And did you frame it?
So it's not a free newspaper. It's 50p. I bought 15 copies.
Of course you did.
And I have it framed as well. Yeah. So I have the article framed. It's at home, and every time I look at it, I'm super proud of where I was 10 years ago and where I am now. And what's also really
actually, when you think about it.
What's really funny is that I've had a few people email me off the back of that article, and it's really unfortunate because all of them have been Android users. And they've tried to
I had that problem.
So hold
this
on,
morning.
what is your beef with Android?
Why do you not like us?
I know what my beef is. I know what my beef is with Android, but what's your beef with Android?
Why don't you like us?
So I love.
Way to go divide the room, Marlon.
I love all operating systems. I have no beef with.
Look at him lying.
I have no beef with any operating system.
Yeah, make eye contact. I dare you.
I think it's, just because I have a iPhone, it just makes it a lot easier.
They are the best, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Which iPhone do you have right now?
Why would you bring up product placement? We're already helping him.
That is true though.
What iPhone? Oh, iPhone 17Z. All right, you two can have a dick measuring
I need to cover up the Apple logo on my laptop.
Yeah, someone's a loyalist.
I've seen it. I recently treated myself to the latest one. So.
Oh, nice.
Oh, me too.
Yeah. So we're.
Are we sponsored by them?
Yeah.
Like.
Oh, there's a check that you're not getting.
Motherfucker. Okay, right. But yeah, like, so wait, you mentioned that it was like, because you've got it on your phone, like, I guess it's easy to review it, but then is it like, do you build it already? I mean, I know that we discussed it in the last time, how you build it and that, but like, do you build it on like a sort of, do you have to build it on a Mac as well, actually?
Yeah, so Xcode, the IDE that I use for...
So what does IDE stand for?
Oh, sorry, so an IDE is an integrated development environment, so it's just a program you use to make programs. In so
like a matrix.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
Because it's kind of like, what program made Xcode then? You know, if Xcode is the program that I'm using to make apps, and then it becomes like, you know, Inception, dream inside a dream inside a dream inside a dream. So I use this IDE, but it's only on Apple platforms, so you can make Apple products, Apple apps, you know, for the Mac or the iPhone. But it doesn't mean that I can't make Android apps. It's just a different programming language, so it's like.
Well, also it means you have to buy a new phone, and if you're not, you know, like if you're doing it as a hobby, I guess it's probably just not worth it.
100%.
So 100 quid just to check your own work sounds a little bit like block.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I really hope that Multiwords gets to a point where I can cross develop. You know, I have enough resources, I have enough money, so I can make an Android app. I would love that, but right now, you know, you have to be super lean. It's just me. You know, I'm doing everything. So
you're just focusing on one thing.
100%.
I think that's pretty good sometimes. I think sometimes you just need to have that tunnel vision and just focus on one thing at a time and then branch out to other things. There's no point going, I'm going to do everything and not do it well. So I think that's very important what you're saying there.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I would love for that, but I think I will focus on iOS, and if it grows, I'll have more capability of cross-platform.
I mean, I just wanted to know, I mean, like, you don't have to answer, but like, how much do you make from these games? Like, because if it's in number 10, I was thinking like, you know, like you got number 10. Is it for indie games? I can't remember.
So it was.
So before you answer that question, can you like go into what that means, having a number 10 in the?
What does that mean? Yeah.
No, great question.
I assume it's the 10th most popular.
Yeah. So within the App Store, you have an overall chart. So they get every single app. And it's split between paid and free. So there's a free chart and there's also a paid chart. And within the free chart, because all of my apps are free, there's categories. So you might have travel, social, word, casual, action. And within the word category, my app was number 10.
It's well good.
Which was, incredible.
Out of how many? Like thousands? I mean, I assume millions at this point.
So there's millions of apps on the App Store. So to kind of get any chart placement is an incredible
especially when the top 5 spots are usually dominated by, you know, Instagram, TikTok. And
exactly. So to get
incredible.
Anywhere in the top 100 is, you know, remarkable. And in regards to your question of revenue, I think it really fluctuates a lot. You know, on a really good day, it could be a few hundred. On a really bad day, yeah,
that's well good.
On a really bad day,
it could be £100
a few hundred pounds
100 downloads.
A few £100
per day.
And
I mean you're making good. You're making bank there.
But then. Conversely,
it fluctuates. So,
on a really bad day, I might get 80p. So it's not like give up money. Your.
What makes a really good day?
Well, £300 probably does it.
No, but I mean, like, what do you think contributes to a really good day? Because I know, like doing a pod, certain things we do contributes to a good day in downloads, and certain things we do be a bad day. Like for example, we haven't released a pod in over a year, so. Our downloads are quite down, but then when we come back, then we get a fluctuate, and when we do certain marketing techniques, we get a fluctuation in our downloads and streams. So what contributes to your good days?
Yeah, no, I think that's
what makes it successful is what we're trying to.
A great question. I think whenever there's any feature. When there's any feature, so if Apple say, you know, this is part of like, you know, the new games that we love, or editor's choice, or game of the day, there's a massive spike in downloads, so more people are playing. And when it comes to advertising revenue, so the way that I monetize my apps is by in-app purchases, subscriptions, but also advertisements. And I think the thing with advertisements is that there's something called an ECPM, or effective cost per millennium, and that is basically a rate per 1,000 views. So the advertiser is saying, per 1,000 people watching an advert within your app, we will pay you X amount.
Is that for like those annoying 30-second ones that you can't quit?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like, because we had one of them earlier, and and you just sat there and were like, I am so sorry.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you should be.
Yeah. So I think people, and it's a trade-off, because some people might not be able to pay for the subscription, or
pay with your time, I guess.
So yeah, so you pay with your time with the advertisement. So that fluctuates as well. So you kind of want as many eyes and as many people subscribing as well to your app, and that will give you days where you have high yield, where you have lots of money, as opposed to no one's downloading your app, no one's engaging, no one's watching adverts, no one's paying for anything, and then you get those 10p days.
Well, I mean, a 10p days is alright if you're not doing anything about it.
Yeah,
but, because I mean, it's a really good like passive income stream, I guess.
Yeah.
Because you've got a full-time job as well. I didn't get around to asking about that, but yeah, go on.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, in terms of payment, how does that work? So I know, like, what we do, there's like...
Wait, have we actually made any money from this?
Not a lot, but when there's a certain payment days you get paid on.
I haven't had any money.
Yeah, we haven't. I'll talk to you while you're off there. But yeah, they pay you certain times of the month. Yeah.
Petrol money, Marlon. God damn. Oh, it's going my camera fund, didn't it?
But I was just want to ask you, like, how does that work in terms of, do you get paid certain times a month? Is it every 2 weeks or whatnot?
Yeah, so the Apple financial calendar is really different to anything that I've kind of come across.
Is it one of those fucky ones where it's like the financial year starts in July?
Yeah, it
does my head in.
It's really bizarre.
I hate that.
So with the Apple stuff, I kind of really don't pay. It's like a surprise when I look at my bank account, which I don't really do that often because it's normally
so much money in
there.
Yeah. Who have time to look?
Sitting there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 7
zeros.
figures, babe. Is this
I
alright?
have that problem sometimes.
Mate.
There's too much money in
I have
there.
anxiety about mine these days. Jesus Christ!
So,
look at it, just like thank.
So
God
it's a mutual feeling. So that's why I don't like to look at my bank account. So it's a surprise.
Mine's more of a nightmare.
It's.
And
me and you just sit in a quiet crisis meeting.
I'm just hoping to get to the end of each month. Like.
Yeah, no, well,
I'm hoping to get
without that overdraft text.
Yeah, the minus just right in the
So
end.
if you'd like to
I get like a text message.
The subscription details are my bank account.
I get like a text message like, "Oh, you're in your overdraft." I'm like, "Damn it!"
The struggle is real. Yeah. So I really pay it no mind because it just changes all the time. And with the advertising money, that's more formalized. So that's just every month, towards the end of the month, they send the payment.
How much do you get for like sort of per 1,000 ads roughly?
Yeah, so it's a conversation that we can have for a really short amount of time or a really long amount of time because every territory has a different. So the Western world. Advertisers pay more. So if users were maybe in a lower cost of living country, then advertisers won't pay as much as maybe somewhere like Germany or Japan or the UK or the States. So in the UK, which is my primary market where most of my downloads are coming from,
I was asking the US.
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah, it's like the US, isn't it?
The ECPM
about the same actually
is about a tenner. So per 1,000 views, I would get £10.
Is that per individual?
So that's like.
So that's actually no, on the whole, yeah.
Yeah. So
makes more sense, yeah,
so if I was to get 5,000 views, that would equal £50.
So
the ones that I'm on,
do you feel you're being ripped off in terms of your product you're creating on the Apple Store, or do you feel that it's a fair wage for it?
And do you feel like
because just to like bring it back to our podcast, or even like being a creator, doing YouTube, doing TikTok, you're completely robbed. I
don't think I'm being robbed. I think it's a lot of hard work. I think it's.
I was going to ask about that.
I don't think anyone should get into making apps if they think that they can make easy money, because it's definitely not. It's a lot of hard work, but it's one of the most rewarding professions that I think you can do. Hearing people play it every single day, you know, before their commute, or if they have 5 or 10 minutes to kill, is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, 'cause you were saying earlier.
Yeah. I used to play it on the way to work. I was doing it for a couple of months, just on the tube.
Yeah,
it's good. A good way to like wake up in the morning. A good way to exercise your brain.
It still spells.
Have you explained what your app is?
Yeah. So at the beginning, it's a word game, 8 letters.
Yeah.
How many words can you find? The longer the word, the more points that you get. And at the end of the game, you can also see what words you didn't get, what words you
frustrating as hell.
Yeah, so it's really frustrating when you see a word that's really obvious and you didn't get it. But
there's me. You're just like, why did we not get that?
It was really fun playing it before, and
I'll say just to cut you there, that it's actually my favorite app of what you've produced that I've played.
That's really
There was that one that was like you only play it once and then it fucks you. I mean, I bet you didn't think about that one, did you? Because it's like, I'm sorry, I don't want to be critical, but like, you know, like, I mean, like, if I played a game and then it's like goodbye, it's like, all right, Anne Robinson. We can leave that name in there, right?
What's that?
Anne Robinson. Yeah, she's a celebrity. Fine, fuck it. Hi, Anne.
One chance to play. That is the game that I get the most complaints and the most angry emails about. So.
Wait, who is emailing the developer? What's the weirdest email you've got from a customer? Come on, I love this shit.
That's interesting, because I've never thought, like, if I don't like an app, I just be like, fuck it.
Yeah, I just be like,
that must mean they must like your app and they want you to change something.
Yeah,
it's like they wouldn't email you if they didn't care.
So most of the emails that I've ever received have been really complimentary. They've been, and it's interesting
because
because
people do that as well. Actually,
yeah,
because like, you don't think to do it, but it's like if you get, you know, like it's like, does it make your day a little bit?
Yeah, no, definitely. Whenever I get an email, it always makes me smile, and I think the ones that are critical, it just shows how passionate the user, the individual is.
That, or they've really got a lot of time on their hands.
Yeah, or so, you know, sometimes something happens, so they're playing the game and then they've dropped their phone. Or, you know, it's run out of power, so they've emailed me and said that really enjoy the game. Is there any chance I can play again? Because
I bet they're like this close to a high score and it just dies. And you're like, no!
X
4 a.m. The missus is like, what the fuck do you?
I guess my only criticism of the one chance one is that I don't read instructions, so I just click into it.
I'm also more of a 2 chance kind of gal.
Yeah. I just click into it and see how it goes, and then I'm like, what's happened?
It's like oh great, now it's crashed. Oh, I can't be dealing with this. Also, I need to buy an iPhone.
How do I get back to it? And I'm like, I can't get back to it.
So after many emails requesting the same thing, I actually recently implemented
third chance.
A way of playing again. So if you
although it does kind of defeat the title.
So it's called Another Chance, and it's different games. So it's completely separate from the first. So it's not like you're playing the first set.
Do you find that you can you actually see with the algorithm, like with the sort of data that comes back to you, that people are like downloading one chance and then downloading another chance quite quickly?
Oh yeah.
So a lot of people don't take the offer of playing Another Chance, but I think the people that do really enjoy it because
so you advertise on the game.
Yeah, so it's the same. So
of course you would actually.
It's on the same app, and there's just an in-app purchase.
Oh,
a purchase.
Yeah.
They buy it.
Yeah, so it's
clever.
It's, I want to say it's really reasonable. It's like 29p or 30,
that's fuck all. Yeah,
or
I mean,
39p.
Like, yeah, if you're having fun with it, like
and like the average play time's about 10-15 minutes. So you know, and it supports me. You know, it enables me to make more games. So I think people are.
Plus, I mean, you put the work in, you deserve a bit of a credit for it. I mean, like, I was one of the things I had down here, and I don't want to kind of pull the flow of the conversation a bit, but was that when you've got, like, so I've been playing quite a lot because, you know, I was made redundant, sadly. Their loss. I mean, I lost a lot of money, but, like, their loss. But, yeah, the point is that it's, you know, so I've been kind of, like, occupying myself a lot because, you know, like, you have to process everything. And one of the ways I do that is I play a lot of phone games. Today I was playing one for a couple of hours and I had adverts every like 30 seconds. It's just a bit much. As a developer, do you get to choose when these adverts come in, or is it?
And I think it's a great question, and I think one of the things that
I'm smashing the questions today.
It's really
almost like you're a journalist.
Yeah, it's almost as if I did this for a living for a while. Go on.
It's really like peeling back the curtain Because you don't, when you play apps, you're like, why are developers doing this? Why are teams doing this? And
it does feel after a while, it's just like, Jesus Christ, you know. I mean, like, you start to feel like a product yourself.
No, definitely. I think
equally, I'm still not going to part with a pound.
I'm really conservative with my ad placements. That's because good. You know, I always put myself in the user. I'm a massive game player. I love video games. I love mobile apps. So I want to get it's a balance, you know, because you need to get paid for your hard work.
Yeah, of course.
And users have the choice, you know, if they want to get rid of the annoying ads, they can pay by subscription or one-time payment. But to answer your question in a sentence, developers have full control for ad frequency.
Right.
Do you find that like a lot of the sort of more glitzy sort of games, I mean, I know that there's one that I keep getting adverts for, like King Crush or something, I don't know. I've got to the point where I actually resent the ad. I will not download it purely because those fucking adverts. It's just like, oh, fuck you. You know, like, hope he drowns. In fact, I stay there and watch it so he drowns, just for the satisfaction, and then I'll quit it. But the point is that, where I was going with that shit, with the mainstream sort of like, you know, like company games that, you know, like you've got like, you know, companies like Voodoo or whatever. Do you find that it's quite difficult? I mean, how do you feel about those companies versus what you do, which is more indie?
Yeah, that is really something that I think about a lot. And I think when people are looking on the App Store, maybe they don't understand that a company like Voodoo, who employs hundreds of people, versus me, who has to do the programming, the audio, any marketing, any sort of other concepts of the game, it can be quite difficult to...
You got yours? Okay, cool.
Sorry, for those of you who are wondering why there was a sudden pause there, it's because Marlon decided that Taiwo needed a drink and didn't realise he had
Just been a good host.
Yeah,
No,
he's passed the coaster first. I had no idea why I was holding a coaster. All right, sorry, go on. Taiwo, sorry, we didn't
Sorry about
flow
that,
there. We are listening, we promise.
No, it's quite all right. I'm very, very well fed
Hydrated.
and watered
Good.
and hydrated, so thank you very
Your
much.
skin looks fantastic.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Really, really appreciate it, guys.
I moisturised twice today, man.
Do you know what? I think everyone should moisturize.
Yeah.
Controversial,
I feel like we've moved on from like games, but fuck it.
Yeah.
Got enough point quickly, guys.
Off point, yeah, quick, yeah. It's like there's Marlon like, oh fuck, this is hours in post. Honestly, moisturise, boys and girls, moisturise.
No, I moisturise as well. I use
huge fan of Vino. We're not sponsored by them.
cocoa butter. I use
cocoa butter,
aloe vera. I use various different.
Oh, you know what I actually learned about was like coconut. Or you can get it for like £2 in like sort of like usually the foreign food section. You get like the little tubs. They're like £2. And like that works. I mean, you usually use it for cooking, but a little bit on the old skin. As long
I
as
have,
you've got
I have
oily
to
skin.
moisturise anyway. I've got eczema.
Love it. Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Got really sensitive skin, so I have to.
Oh, me too. I was like, sometimes you get in the shower and it's like, ugh.
Oh, to be honest,
I know, right? Well, I mean, like, you know, like, you can tell we've been moisturising.
It hasn't flared up yet, but
Oh no! It's whenever
When
the
I was-
temp-
when I was-
whenever the
when I was-
temperature changes
when I
like
was-
10 degrees.
when I was a student, I had this. Both my arms flared up. Yeah, you remember when I was starting to kill?
Yeah, it's
Both
kind of
my
hard to tell though,
arms.
because you're black and it's like eczema shows up
Yeah,
different on your
it
skin.
was all over my arms.
In case
For
anyone's
about
wondering.
a couple of years, it was really bad.
I got like this huge, like when I was in Indonesia, I had this huge heat rash, and like I got tested for it, like when I was back in the UK, because it flares up every year or two, and it's like, you know, I mean, I'm still, you know, still sexy, but you know, like it's just like, yeah, but it's like, but oh my god, I tell you what, the itch, oh god, they just, I mean, like the nut, I would have killed for a cheese grate at one point.
Every now and again, it just gets me.
I'm sitting there with a doctor for a girlfriend. I'm like, just fucking, just kill me. I mean, I bought a cat especially to deal with it.
to be honest, guys, you look fab. You look
all right. I mean,
you look golden.
I love a good circle jerk on the podcast.
But what?
The games. Yes.
Yes.
We talked about that. Yes. Voodoo
big,
versus
big companies versus smaller
indies.
indies, independents.
I bet that. Do you feel like it's a bit of a to the, you know, like to the man?
It's a real David. What I find amazing is that single people teams, you know, maybe teams of 2 people, can create pieces of creative expressions that can take on these huge companies.
Yeah.
You know, people have so much choice. It's like, I could choose this huge game which hundreds of people have worked on, or they can play my game, which I've done literally everything from head to toe. And when I get emails from people saying, you know, as part of their daily routine, or they spend hours every week playing it. I'm just like, they could have played anything, but they decided to play something that I made.
It's quite an honour, really, when you think about it.
Yeah, it's really, really cool.
It's like when you go to a bar and then you keep coming back to the same bar and you start to know the barman a bit.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That's really sweet.
And it's, sending feedback. There's multiple ways of sending feedback in the app. It's quite a new thing. And even the fact that people are taking the time, everyone's
I
busy.
Just cancel it, to be honest. I'm just like, look, just move on. I'm trying to get through the adverts and this, and now I'm just like, I'm addicted.
Yeah.
Which is going to bring me on to the next question, but yes, go on. Sorry.
So yeah, I think it's really cool that, with the Play Store, with the App Store, it's a level playing field. I'm on the same playing field as like the bigger guys.
It's
big
not really if
companies.
they've got advertising budgets. So
exactly.
That's a bit different, I think.
Which I don't. I'm super lean, so all the advertising I do is completely free. I don't have any money to spend on paid advertisements.
So that's what I was gonna go on to. There's marketing. So obviously,
I was just looking for tips to help us boost.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, we've got an Instagram, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you is about like marketing, because I assume
you sending me videos.
Yeah, I assume you don't just create the app and just chuck it on then and hope. I assume there's a sort of marketing, even though it's free. I know we do our marketing as well ourselves, so I just wanted to know what the process is like for apps.
Yeah, no, I would say the main thing I do is you've got your cold market and your warm market. So your warm market is your friends and family. Hey, I just released. You lovely guys, I just released my new app. Can you please download it? Can you please check it out? I'd really appreciate some of your time. Would I stop a random person on the street and say, excuse me, do you have an iPhone? They will look at me like I was crazy.
They probably look like you're about to rob them, yeah.
Exactly, and I would explain, hey, I'm an independent developer.
Yeah, and at that point they literally started running.
Yeah, so
oh no, he wants my money.
So it's really hard to get people to download your app. So just using social media, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I've heard a lot of people having a lot of...
are you on TikTok?
Yeah. So I am, but I don't really understand it.
Yeah, no, neither do I.
We put a couple of your clips when you came last time.
Oh, really?
TikTok,
yeah, people know about you.
Yeah.
All 70 of them.
I find it really confusing.
And we will put, sorry to cut you, we will put these up on
brilliant.
TikTok.
Fantastic.
Free. Oh, by the way, do you want to just... I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but if you want to do a little plug, which TikTok?
Oh, I actually don't know. Genuinely.
Well, no wonder you're fucking advertising on there is failing. Jesus Christ.
I think it's Ty the App Guy.
Ty the App Guy.
But I'm not sure.
I mean, it's got a ring to it. It does feel a little cliche, but I like it.
Yeah, I really, we need to sit down and talk.
I mean, we could.
TikTok,
I mean, I can't because I'm scared of it, to be honest.
I don't know what's going on.
I think it's just basically packed with people like me just sitting there going, hello, how are you? Look, I'm so
zany.
I
like TikTok. I like it.
Yeah.
I don't fully understand how the algorithm works. No, thank you. I don't understand the algorithm works and everything. It feels a bit random to me.
Well, actually, it turns out that Chinese, because it's a Chinese company, we get all the dancey type.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah,
and and the Chinese themselves get all the sciencey stuff. So therefore, so all
the government wants to push.
Yeah, so the government are putting become an astronaut to them, while we're getting the same algorithms work in reverse for us, where it's like, you can dance and do the next craze where you all eat Tide Pods. So our teenagers are it's influencing teenagers.
Yeah.
It's a huge concern, actually. Yeah, it's a societal issue, but I mean, let's move on. But plus, I mean, I don't want the CPC up my ass.
But I do like it in terms of it allows you to consume a large amount of content.
Yeah, but it's
very
3 hours
quickly.
You're not getting back after.
So I've watched movies in 10 minutes. I've got the gist of the movie.
Like the synopsis.
Yeah. They call it reviews, mate. Reviews.
No, but I mean they put the movie. They put the movie 10 minutes by 10, 1 minute by 1 minute on TikTok. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, Part 4.
Flick. Yeah. I can't be asked. You put a movie on in the background these days. Jesus Christ! I tried watching.
So my wife hates it because that's what I do.
Don't blame her.
That's what I do just before we go to bed. I just scroll through TikTok.
I'd divorce you.
Yeah, she hates it so much. She's like, why do you have to be on TikTok?
Speaking of addictive,
I'll be just going through random different things, but it just allows you to consume a large amount of content really quickly.
Yeah,
and you know how if you come home from work, you have to do this, you have to go gym, you have to do all of these stuff,
It's
and
then
then you got 30 minutes just to cram everything in that you've missed.
Yeah, my girlfriend always knows that I'm on the toilet because I start sending her memes and stuff like that, and she's just like, "Fuck's sake!"
It's very good on the toilet actually. TikTok, I'm not gonna lie.
100%, yeah.
But it's interesting.
You got 5 minutes to yourself. Yeah. It's a bit of peace.
It's interesting how all these other social media platforms have copied it.
Oh yeah, like
you've got YouTube, you've got YouTube Shorts, you've got Instagram, you've got Facebook does it as well.
But fuck me.
So that's why now we have to make all of our videos in portrait mode now.
Is it?
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Why is that one on landscape?
What?
That's on landscape.
Yeah, but I convert. I film
portrait.
I film in landscape, and then I convert it to portrait for social media. So the landscape version goes on Spotify and it goes on YouTube, and the portrait versions go on Instagram, TikTok and YouTube Shorts.
Right. In case anyone's wondering, he's been with us since season 1. Yes, he's gotten really into his production.
Yeah.
So you can, I guess it's more versatile if you have it in landscape, right? Because then you can.
Yeah, exactly. Because if I film it in portrait, then there's not a lot I can do with it.
As a journalist, we're always told go landscape and lock your phone. Make sure it's landscape. Make sure it's reasonably high def.
Yeah.
But because you won't find anything in the newspaper that isn't landscape.
Yeah.
To start with. But anyway, right. But on that point, actually, about addictive apps, how do you feel about the addictive nature of some of these apps? Because I personally spent. I'm not gonna lie. I spent most of today. Because my brain just went into wait mode, and I spent about a good 3-4 hours just sitting there playing a game on my phone, and I probably will be there for about another hour or 2 tonight when I get home, just chilling, and it helps me switch off for me personally, because it's like dick, ding. But it's that kind of reward center, that dopamine, the little dose of dopamine. How do you feel about that as a developer, and do you aim for that yourself? Or
yeah, I think it's a fantastic question. Something that I'm
smashing it.
Incredibly conscious of, and I think that developers have a moral duty to really respect and make sure that their users don't become addicted to their products. And
really,
one of the reasons
cigarettes, isn't it? He said, "Have the vape."
One of the reasons I believe so strongly in it is. I built One Chance, a game that you can only play once, and even with multi-words, there's a 5-minute mode, a 10-minute mode.
Yeah, that's really good actually.
Daily challenge.
Yeah, because it's like if you're on the John, then you can sit there in 5 minutes. All right, I'll be 10 minutes. It's like all right, it's like
exactly. So
gives us a breather.
Yeah,
I think that's a really good point. I didn't realize it was because of that. I thought it was just because it just kind of was the challenge itself.
No,
but you've actually thought about it that way.
Yeah, exactly.
That's amazing.
Very ethical.
Yeah, I really like that.
So it's just like you've got.
I'm not going to get an iPhone, but
I think it's more. Sorry to cut you. I think it's more
It's really thoughtful.
More dangerous with apps where there's in-app purchases where people. I think maybe Candy Crush is one of them.
Pushing it,
and then you're addicted to it, and then you're spending money on it, and then you're.
I don't want to give any free advertising to anyone, but I'm on this one where it's like you bunch of little battle fellas, and most of the thing, it just kind of keeps coming up with all these bright colours and stuff like that. I know, objectively, that this is designed to be a little bit of crack.
Yeah.
But I mean it's true, and and it's just light bright colours, and I know that my monkey brain is going ooh, bright and shiny, but I can tell you what, I was there again, ages, and and everything you fucking click is another advert, and you're like, Christ's arse, this is hard. So but yeah, go on.
So do you know any horror stories then in your industry, and what made you decide to have that stance on trying to not make your game addictive? Because to me, I'll be like, I wish people were addicted to this pod. I wish people were addicted to everything. I never really thought about somebody maybe ruining their life. I don't know.
Well, I wouldn't say ruining their life. Actually, because people do ruin their marriages.
Yeah, people ruin their life. You can be addicted to anything.
Imagine because I know, for example, there's been at least one night when I'm in bed with the missus and she wants to cuddle, and I'm just and I just didn't clock it because I was too busy to
But imagine even that you're not paying attention to your missus, but then you're also
if you're not paying attention to the road.
Yeah, but you're also spending all your money in that.
I wouldn't ever do that.
But if you were, could you imagine the impact?
I'm tight as a mouse's waistcoat when it comes to video games. 20 quid, no.
But if you were somebody that was like that.
But it's the little kids as well. You hear about the little kids who are going on there and they see the bright, shiny, all the sweetie colours, and then they end up £1,500 later. Do you think that there should? Is there safeguarding about that?
So, I think both the biggest players, so Google and Apple, they will refund any unintended in-app purchases. So if
they
a
didn't
minor,
they didn't refund me for some. Yeah, go on.
if a minor, got hold of a game and they bought some in-app purchases without, their parent or guardian or whoever it is knowing, you can get a refund for that.
Yeah.
And I think...
How do you prove that, though?
So I think one of the biggest ways is, has this person ever purchased something from this? If the person purchased from the app consistently and then they said, hey, I didn't mean that, it's probably going to be harder to prove than if it's a one-off.
A spike of like 50 quid instead of like, when you're spending like £2 on the game and then £2, and then suddenly a spike.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
And I think
if the person doesn't even have like a game center login,
or
suddenly,
because toddlers will. Kids will hack anything.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I had to find someone in teenagers are the best for this. Like, if you want to find someone, get a teenager to do it online. It took my Indonesian kids. I had to find this guy, and it was driving me nuts. And I just turned to one of my former students, and they were about 20 or something like that. And I was like, I pulled together a few of my favourites, and I was a bit like, ladies, help. Less than 30 minutes it took them to find the guy's address.
Who are you trying to find?
Unreal. It was for a story. I can't remember. But I was like, this guy said this, and then I was like,
not like for a murder.
No. It was some sort
this
of
guy owes me money.
No. It was a care homeowner in in some place, but he didn't want to be found.
To break his legs.
We found him. They had pictures of the guy. It's straight up. They didn't fuck about. I was like, I'm so proud of you.
But then again, it's not that hard nowadays. You just type somebody's name in and load the stuff.
Yeah, but
I typed in your name and I found a bunch of stuff about you,
teacher,
today. Like when I was doing the research.
Hopefully, good thing.
If you're trying to date, if you meet a girl and she's a teacher, you're not going to find her on social at all.
It depends. It depends.
What you do.
Cop.
Yeah. The reason I don't use my real name on social media is just because I don't.
I shouldn't.
I tried to avoid people finding me, but it's like
I had to ask.
I still get people. I get people contact me about the podcast at work. On my work email.
Really?
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
Really?
Like marketers.
I never get shit.
Yeah.
No, you get the marketing one.
Yeah, but I'm like, how did you even find my work email?
Well, it's because it's on our blooming. It's on your LinkedIn.
Yeah, but no, not my work email address.
But you've got off point on your LinkedIn, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's how they find you.
Yeah, that's why I took my.
Well, they know where you work.
I took my surname. I took my surname off LinkedIn because of that. It's just.
Really?
Yeah.
How are people going to find you now?
I don't want people to find me.
But the whole point of LinkedIn is that they find you.
Yeah, but you contact me on LinkedIn and then I can give you my contact information.
How are they going to find you on LinkedIn to get your contact information to find you on LinkedIn?
Yeah, but people who are on LinkedIn already, like you can find my profile if you type in Marlon or whatever.
And also, I guess, if you're searching for the podcast.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, like our faces.
I only want people.
Shames me, but they are.
Yeah, on LinkedIn, I only want people that sort of know me to have my contact information. I don't want just random people, be able to contact me through LinkedIn.
Really?
No.
I think that's very fair.
Fair play. All right. Well, on that note, I mean, like privacy and stuff like that. So, like, people are messaging you and stuff like that. What is the craziest one that you've had? What's been the weirdest complaint where you're just a bit like, do I need to message somebody? Do I tell them, send them a sort of, and how did you react to it actually?
A lot of the emails make me smile. One made me quite concerned because someone said that they needed to play the game again and it was life or death situation.
In other words, my toddler's got it and now I don't know how to get it back. She's going off.
They gave me the most comprehensive story.
Bloody hell. What was the story?
Of how this game completes them and how they needed to be able to finish one chance for their life to be complete.
That's a very niche requirement for life to be content.
Yeah. They said they never knew that they needed this app in their life until they came across it.
Are you sure they weren't taking the piss?
So it really made me laugh, and because they went through so much effort, I was just like,
sounds like me replying to a parking ticket.
I was like, yes, you can. I will allow you to have another go at the app, and thank you so much for that. And they did actually follow up, so I sorted them out with another go, and they followed up. And
how'd you do that?
And
did you nip in and do the coding for them, or make them a special voucher?
So I have like a database with all the players' IDs and stuff like that. So it matches that and doesn't allow them to play if their ID is found. So I just deleted their ID from the database.
Wait, does that mean they lost their score though?
No. So their score was still
solid, and they got another go.
Yeah,
just for one other go.
So in a situation
that's so sweet.
In a situation like that, is there some sort of like support from, I guess, Apple in terms of like, if somebody's like, I'm gonna kill myself if you don't get another chance at your goal.
But for like, please don't kill yourself over an app. It's pathetic. Yeah, you got better.
No, but I mean, people have mental health issues and whatnot.
Yeah, I know. But
so is there some sort of safeguarding for these people where if like somebody was to contact you, like, oh, I'm gonna
but there are final straws, and there's downloading something that literally says you get that's called one chance.
Yeah, but you never know though. You never know.
Right,
but my point is, like, is there some sort of safeguarding by Apple in terms of dealing with this type of people? Would you have to like pass that on to Apple?
Yeah, definitely.
Red flag them or what?
Yeah, 100%. And I think it would be the same with Google as well. It's like your duty of care to the user. But it's a really interesting point. Something that I hadn't really thought about until getting that email. And half of me believes that they were joking, half of me believes that they were being
you never know with
serious.
These,
but you have
to be on the safe side, I guess.
Yeah, a few people called us at the locals, and there was some where this guy, I mean, like he was definitely, like a few screws short of a bolt, so to speak. Right. Wait, actually, that's not the expression, is it?
I don't know. I've never heard.
I mean, we all understand.
We're making up expressions.
Yeah, I mean, he had a screw loose, and but I was there for half an hour chatting to him because it's just like, okay, I really can't follow this conversation, and that's coming from me. I mean, Jesus Christ, I'm all over the show, but it's just like he was pretty messed up. But it's just like, I mean, like, yeah, it's very difficult to kind of like know what to do.
Oh, 100%.
And I think you did the right thing definitely by just giving him another go.
Yeah.
Like, especially for example, like they might have autism or something, and it can feel. I mean, I teach autistic kids at the moment, and like even the end of the lesson. So yeah, I mean, I think it's really nice that you did that. And it took you 2 minutes, but it made all the difference. Did you give him like 5 goes, or just one, or was it like?
So at that point in time, I couldn't actually give more than 1.
Yeah.
But now I've set up a system where it's like.
Wait, so you've set up a system as well, just to help people like that?
Yeah, well, just like.
That's so sweet.
If anyone has any
really nice
issues, but you'll be surprised because I didn't think people, if they had a problem, they would get in touch.
No,
because the
you
game
just like flick it off and get on with the life. Yeah.
Exactly, because the game is so short, it's just an experience. So the fact that people even reach out to me and say, "I had this issue, or can I play again?" means so much. But now I've got, with another chance, the ability to pay for additional goes. I don't get any emails like that anymore. I think people are really interested. They just
give 20p or whatever.
Yeah,
and it's
exactly.
Like, I'll have another go.
Yeah,
it's a bit like I mean, when you think about it, it's just the same as like what you'd spend on, say that fruit, like on any other sort of.
Yeah.
I don't want to compare it to gambling, but like 20p in the little box. And go on and have another go. It's like a fairground, right?
Yeah,
that's it. Not
exactly. So it's
not rigged.
It's really a tiny amount to actually pay to get enjoyment and also help me as the developer. So I think it's really win-win.
Do you find that people are like more reluctant to spend money on app games?
100%.
Yeah, because like I think I mentioned earlier, like for me, it's I've had this one called Politopia, which I would recommend as well. It's like chess, but like it's really cool. I love it. It's and I've played it for about 6 years, and I have literally only spent £3 on it.
Wow.
Because and I was pretty reluctant about that, but I was like, I do kind of want to play as that other civilization. But but it took me about sort of 3 years to spend like, I don't know, £4 on it, £5 on it, which makes me sound a bit tight, but that's the thing. I mean, how do you feel? I mean, do you feel that the subscription model that you were talking about earlier is more effective than the advertising model, or is it more a case of like in-app purchases that will give you a definite product?
Yeah.
Or is it more like, spend £5 now and you can get 17 of these little wish cards?
Yeah.
Which one's the most effective, do you think?
I think it's very early days with this subscription model. I think having a combination of all the different models allows you to get support from every type of user. Yeah. So when it's ad supported, you can get support from someone who maybe can't afford or doesn't want to pay, which is completely fine. And then when you also introduce in-app purchases and subscriptions, I think people look at it and say, I'm going to get added value, I'm going to help the developer, I don't mind spending a couple of quid every month on a recurring basis to help the developer. So in my eyes, you kind of need everything. You need in-app purchases, you need subscriptions, but you also want to have advertisements as well for the people that maybe are not at a point yet to put any money down. So
how do you find with the customer loyalty? How long does that tend to last?
Yeah, so I think it really, with one chance, unsurprisingly, not very long. Retention is not very high.
30 seconds.
30 seconds, and then, you know, or they finish the game, 10, 15 minutes, and then, you know, they never pick up the app again. And I think with multi-words, it's only been out for a couple of months now, but people have played every single day since launch.
That's really good.
Which is great, which really shows to me that people are enjoying it. You know, people have long streaks. People have got lots of achievements, so there's different achievements for finding X amount of words, but also playing a certain amount of games, and people have really enjoyed that. And I love seeing the information, the analytics from the game and emails from people, and just seeing how much they enjoy playing it, because a couple of weeks ago passed a very cool milestone, which was over 2.5 million words have been guessed in multi-word.
2.5 million?
So yeah.
How many subscribers do you have? I mean, like, roughly.
Subscribers, I actually...
Yeah. Not subscribers, sorry. How many people were playing? How many people have played it so far?
Yeah, I think the last time I checked, it was maybe 10,000 players.
10,000, that's quite a few.
So,
I mean, like,
yeah, which is...
And that's repeat players.
Yeah, so 10,000...
10,000 people generate 2.5 million words.
Yeah.
How many is that in terms of, like, I'm not really hot on the math, but that's like...
Neither am I.
Yeah, alright, screw it. It's about 1,000 words each, roughly, should we say. Right, 1,500 each, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, that's 1,500 words a person. Let's say, do you ever see one of those little statistics of somebody who's just kind of like absolutely played it for 48 hours?
Yeah, I think there's a few...
Do you ever want to just like email them and be like, do you need some sleep, mate? Like,
I wanna meet them and give them a big hug and just be like, I really appreciate how much you enjoy finding words. And I think there is enough words in the game that you can actually play the game for 40 years. So there's so much content.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
because we were playing it earlier and we did not know most of them words.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't know. I've played before.
What? Are you trying to imply that you're better at it? You can't even say the word ask. Okay, like...
The accent is the... How do you say ask?
Oof. Ask.
See, southern.
Let me ask you again.
You're outnumbered here.
Am I really? Because you
Yeah.
just say ask. You said ask.
No, I said ask.
No, you don't.
With an R.
Bullshit.
With an R.
No, you said ask.
I said ask.
No, I've listened to this. Like, and it drives me nuts. I think we had this conversation
It's ask,
before.
right? It's
Ask. A-S-K.
Ask. I said ask.
The fuck you do? Give me that shit. I've got your texts. Okay, I mean...
I don't spell it. I don't spell it.
That's a joke. That one is a joke. Like, you know, but it's just like, I wasn't asking you. But it's like, come on. It's a South London thing, definitely.
Probably is, yeah.
Let's ask them out, shall we? Anyway, sorry, yeah, my little pet peeves aside. Way to go alienate our audience, damn it. All right, then, anyway.
There's going to be a divide of people that are going to be...
Yeah, we're going to start like a first ever internet debate.
Yeah, I think
we're going to get cancelled. High five.
Well, you're going to get cancelled.
Yeah, he's racist, isn't he? No, he's not.
It's
grammar.
it's going to be carnage. It's going to be carnage. You're going to get a lot of emails.
I hope not, because I have like 4 email addresses. Like sometimes it's like wrong login.
Leslie journalistd@gmail.com.
Yeah, thanks for the cover there, you dick. Yeah. Come on. It's on our website. Anyway, is it?
No.
Good. I can't tell anymore if people are adding me online because of the podcast or because they're spam. And I don't know. Yeah.
Because of what? The scam.
Because you get those little spam people that and it's like big deals, big tits or something like that. And you're like, all right, no. But like, because mine's on private, I can't really, and theirs is always on private. It's just like, because I mean, I completely get it, but at the same time, like, I don't want to like make anyone feel like I don't appreciate the fandom kind of thing. If we ever have a fan, have we got a fan?
I had a couple that dip in and out.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I've never had a fan before.
You remember you wrote that to that guy from Facebook.
Oh,
I think his name is David.
Wait, didn't he like say something mean? I can't remember.
No, he was like
really nice.
He had ADHD as well.
Oh,
yeah, remember?
Yeah, I wrote back. Yeah, good on him. Yeah, good sausage. Yeah, we did a couple of ADHD podcasts, which made us look pretty good.
I think what you guys are doing is fantastic.
It's fun,
you know.
And
whereas a forum where you can just be yourself, I think it's
yes.
No, but it's
this is why we have him back every year. Because he's so fucking charming.
He's our tech expert.
Okay, so do you think that like sort of puzzle games are kind of on the up, and also how does that compare to sort of console games like adventure games and things like that?
I mean, I think they're two completely different beasts. I think puzzle games will always be popular. I don't think they're ever going to go out of fashion. People love solving riddles and puzzles and. Like even something as simple as a jigsaw app game would be.
It's like an electronic version of the thing you buy. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Spend 20 quid on that. Why not pay it on the app?
Exactly, it's convenient. You can move it. You can save your state.
That's what I've been doing like this today.
I play
3 hours.
I play
fucking awesome.
I play
Sudoku
on the tube every morning. Every morning
I've never been able to do that.
Have a little challenge. You have to get the diamonds. I play that every morning religiously.
Yeah, see,
so that's me.
Like Solitaire's never gone out of fashion either.
Exactly. I think puzzle games are always going to have a place. And
How about Minesweeper though? Because I feel a bit
classic.
like that. Yeah, but it might have died a death. I mean,
absolute classic.
Really?
Yeah.
When was the last time you played Minesweeper?
Probably in school.
What's Minesweeper? I've never played.
Thank you. It's that one where you kind of click. It's like proper old school. You know when your laptop could be used as a weapon.
Yeah.
Like one of them. Like one of those ones where if you dropped it off a building, you'd be like, oh, that's probably going to cost me.
Just to go off point quickly, I never realised how big those laptops were until like.
Oh my god! Yeah. When you dig one up from the attic and you're like, holy. My
mum had my old laptop from uni, and it's like compared to the one on the table.
Knees.
Look how thin this is, and this is an Apple Mac. So
God
the one I had is like so
adverts.
thick, so big. I'm like, Jesus, how did I use this?
Are you trying to get us sponsored by Apple? We can just write to Tim Cook. Fuck.
We didn't want to get sponsored by Apple.
Yeah, good point actually. Yeah. Hey, Tim, how you doing?
We could do with some more equipment.
Yeah, we could actually. That's not a hint.
Have you been approached by sponsors?
Have we? Fuck.
Have we? Sort of more scammy ones. So you get those people that are like, we want you to be a brand ambassador.
Fuck off.
For some like sunglasses or something.
Right.
But they're all made by Luxottica anyway.
Like ball shaver or whatever.
A ball shaver?
Yeah.
As in bollock shaver?
Yeah. No, I've got contacted.
We are not going to be doing bollock shaving.
So it's like, but we have been contacted.
Quick word from our sponsor.
women's jewellery or some bullshit.
Right.
They just get you. They're like, we send you some free stuff. I'm like,
why would you want? Oh well, you got a wife.
Yeah,
but it makes sense.
But even if it was real, what am I going to be like wearing a women's jewelry on the podcast?
I would. I mean, if we've got a shit ton of free, free jewellery,
but like,
that's Christmas sorted out, mate.
What if it's just to give you a bit of tat, a bit of shit, you promote it, and
right,
you don't.
Let's not talk our way out of a deal here.
It's not a deal. They give you a bunch of shit that's not worth anything, and you promote it, and they get the money. You don't get any money. They have to.
What money are they going to get with our audience? I mean, we've got like 5,000 people.
Yeah, but like, you'd want some money.
I've rounded up a lot.
But you would want some money in return for promoting a product. You don't want some cheap tacky dick one.
Oh no, the worst one's exposure. We'll give you exposure.
If I said to you Taiwo, I'll give you this bag of rubbish if you promote it for me, and he's like, why would you do that for me? Like,
I'll post about you for 5 hours work. Yeah, sure. Oh yeah, that'll help me.
So we've been contacted by a lot of scammy stuff, but not like anything real.
At least we're being found, and that's what matters, And I think that more importantly, we've found an audience.
Yeah.
Mostly
they go around Instagram contacting everybody.
No idea. I don't even know where Virginia is. Where is Virginia?
America.
Obviously, but I mean, narrow it down, mate. It's 50 of them. 50 state, 51.
Yeah.
Is it 50 or 51?
Southern state.
Oh yeah. Oh, of course it is. Yeah. It's down by the coast.
But that's years ago. I don't know if it's still.
Well, we should check demographics. I think a lot of it is probably.
But it's divided between America and the UK at the moment.
That's really cool.
We've got a few in
Last
Indonesia.
time I checked, anyway.
But
we've got Asia as well. We've got a bunch of different.
Yeah, a couple of my kids have been listening to it. Fucking love my kids.
More breakups across the world.
I know this is off point.
Oh shit!
Very
that's
fitting.
That's not what we do here.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, come on,
stay on
mate.
topic.
Sort it out.
Stay on topic at all points.
Straight as a laser, mate. Come on.
Sorry. How are we getting more people to listen?
Mostly we get you guys to promote it, and then
But for the most part, I do think of different ways to promote our podcast. So like now I'm thinking of more targeting TikTok,
right
as well. Like
TikTok
and all that. So like We went viral last time.
You're right. Well, we got 23,000.
36,000.
36 for that one about me getting run over.
Yeah.
Of all the fucking stories we've told, me getting run over by some woman. Sorry, that came out bad. Sorry, I mean, no, sorry. Let me rephrase.
That was an interesting one because you actually see how it should work when you put out something. You see the numbers just rise and fluctuate, and the likes, thousands of likes,
watched me,
loads of comments.
By the way, was actually done well.
By the way, for everybody listening, there's a lot of sexist comments out there about women drivers. So I mean,
yeah, but when one runs you over, genuinely, she's a bad driver. She came across the road and got me. And I was stopped on my bike. I'm literally this close to the curb. It was 60 centimetres, just like in my cycling proficiency. I was on my motorbike, big fat motorbike, and I'm just like honking at her. And she came across the road, 10 metres down. Sorry, we're about to do a reshoot here. Yeah. 10 metres, like across 10 metres. Looks me in the eyes. Wake up! Yeah, looks me in the eyes. And there's me. I mean, it turns out that my last words would be fuck. And apparently I hit quite the high note. You always think you're going to go down saying something like cool.
People love that clip on TikTok.
Yeah.
Actually, all platforms, Instagram, YouTube.
We should tell more horror stories. So, Ty, any you have been attacked?
I've got lots of horror stories about code.
Yes.
I don't think that.
I don't know.
Were you attacked while writing some code one time?
Who hurt you?
Were you shot or like robbed while writing some code?
No. One time,
somebody mugged you for your code. Somebody stabbed you and you took your code.
No, code stabbing.
That would be absolutely hilarious. What have you got for me? I've got
15 days trying to find the letter D and a little pointy
like you
bracket.
must have something for me. Yeah. I've only got code. I'll take that. Give me your code.
Do you ever get offended by code?
Constantly.
Really?
Yeah.
How come?
So my code would not be defined as clean code. So there's very strict.
Oh, great! We just lost a bunch of listeners.
Yeah,
all the tech community is just like fuck him.
There's a lot of strict guidelines around coding, around clean code and best practices. And I think
it's
for me,
fucking hard though.
Yeah, I think for me,
I tried doing it for a simple HTML website. Fucking I had to get my brother to help me, man. I was fucked.
I think just keep it simple. As long as it works, that's the most important thing.
It was simple. I just copy and pasted what he did, and then all of a sudden everything just went fucking everywhere. It was like putting a picture up on Word. Bloody horrible.
Oh. Yeah, you're bringing me back.
Code just makes no sense to me. I just
it's hard. What the fuck how do you because obviously all of your stuff's written. So how do you get all of the bits to work?
I think
that's a big question. I'm sorry.
It's a huge question. And how long have you got? I think
obviously as long as you need.
In the most simple of terms, it's a lot of trial and error. I think I've grown so much as a developer in the 10 years, but when I first started out, I had no idea what I was doing, and I think today I still have no idea what I'm doing.
That's kind of the mark of an expert, though, isn't it? It's like, the more you learn, the less you know.
Do you think? Do you consider yourself a perfectionist?
No, definitely not. I think if I was a perfectionist, the first game would have never come out. I'd still be working on it.
Did you know there were flaws when you released it?
100%. But I think it's really important to have an MVP, which is a minimal viable product, something to get out there, get feedback, and then continue to iterate and make better.
So like a beta version.
Definitely.
When do you know it's time to kind of release that beta version?
So I always, when I build something, I write down a list of what I want it to do, and that's like the absolute basics.
It's like the Bible kind of contents page almost.
Exactly. So with multiwords, for example, I knew I wanted it to be a word game where you had 8 letters and you're trying to guess as many words within an allotted time, 5 and 10 minutes,
or infinite,
and then release it. And
I really like that time limit because I'll be like, okay, I've got 5 minutes to get to work. Boom. Yeah, I do a 5-minute one. That takes me all the way to work.
Exactly. So that it was very, very conscious, and then after that, I get feedback. Someone might say, and this is feedback that I got. So the game was designed for iPhone, but people on iPads would play it, and they would want to play it landscape instead of portrait, so they could use a keyboard to play the game.
That is a good point, actually. Yeah.
So for version 1.3,
they're really committed if they pull out.
I've never played the game on I don't have an iPad, but on the tablet really. I'm more for puzzle games. I'm more like just. I want to do it on my phone because I only play puzzle games mostly if I'm maybe watching TV or if I'm on the tube.
Where you've got a little bit of time to kill. But it was great to do that because the iPad version is also compatible with the Mac, so you can, if you just have a Mac You can download it, on the App Store because
that's
it's
really going to expand the market.
Also, I could download it on here.
Yeah, so you can have it on your.
You know what? I've never thought of playing games on my Mac.
Never,
Is the Mac good for games?
No, not compared to PC. It's like, because most developers wouldn't have gone because PC came first, like long shot. So traditionally, Macs are harder to hack, but I don't know if that's the case anymore actually. And so it's a safer one, and it's more for like creativity and like building stuff.
Like for me, my Mac is only used for doing editing. I don't use it. I don't do it. I don't use it for anything else.
Yeah, I think for light gaming you're okay, but anything heavy like multi-words will be fine. But I think anything heavy, you'll probably be better suited on PC or a games console.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to ask about that. Do you feel like there's been a huge the way that people play games because of mobile? Do you feel that that's impacted the console genre?
Oh, definitely. I think it hasn't impacted it in terms of numbers. I think people are always going to want a dedicated system for playing games. I think what mobile has enabled gamers to be from more diverse demographics. So it's not just your typical male, younger, maybe
World of Warcraft type.
Yeah, like
like shoot 'em ups. COD.
Yeah,
exactly. I spent my weekend playing COD, and I fucking loved it. But I really missed being able to.
I wish there were better games on mobile sometimes, because like sometimes I feel like playing.
Ouch! He's right here. No, sort your shit out.
I'm not talking about like puzzle games. I love puzzle games, but I'm talking about like more
triple A sort of
like blockbuster games,
like boxing games, football games. Yeah. I know there are there, but I wish there were more of them.
And then a lot of them are optimized for touchscreen controls. Like Resident Evil recently has come out on the iPhone 15 Pro and iPhone 15 Pro Max, and it's incredible playing those games on those devices. But the best way to play it is with a controller, because the touchscreen controls, they just take up too much of the screen, so you can't really focus on what's going on because your fingers and your thumbs are taking up too much of the space. So it's just like another barrier of entry. You have to buy a Bluetooth controller to be able to play these games.
Yeah, I've fallen out. I don't think anyone's going to buy a controller for their phone. It's already But like, do you find that like with those, have you ever developed one of those ones where you've got like two little touchy sort of things? You just described.
So with a couple of my earlier games, they're completely compatible with MFI controllers. So like PlayStation controllers or third party Nintendo controllers, Microsoft controllers. You can just hook them up to your phone via Bluetooth and you can just play. But to be honest, not many people take advantage of that. Most people, it's just more convenient.
I've never thought about hooking up a controller to my phone before.
But when you're making, do you have to kind of like take into account the fact that people are going to be using their thumbs, or like people with fat thumbs, thin thumbs? Does it like do you have to think about like the size of the average person's thumb?
100%. I think there's the human interface guidelines, which is like a set of principles to kind of have the best user experience when developing apps, and that's something that I always think about, because no two people are the same, right? You've got so many different, and accessibility is also something that's really important. So in the app, it's got accessibility features, so if you can't see the letters, it can read out the letters, and then you can say the letters back and still engage with the game.
I got a question. I'm not sure if you know the answer to this question, but I remember back in the day, like with the touchscreen, you had to use your fingertips to use your phone. Now it feels like if I touch my phone with any part of my body, it changes. Yeah. So has that been a change in the accessibility? Because maybe some people don't have fingers.
Yeah, of course, 100%. Yeah, so there
quite
are
a rare demographic, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but you still have to cater for them.
I suppose, Well, of course,
can you imagine
could you imagine? Yeah, I mean, like, they've got it hard enough as it is. They have no fingers.
Because I noticed that. Cause I was like, okay,
the Yakuza guys as well. I wouldn't want to fuck.
As long as I'm not touching my phone with my fingers, nothing will change. But now, like, I touch my phone, any part, my palm.
Honestly, God, I mean, I swear to God, I've turned my phone on with my dick before. Just sit in my pocket, just.
So what I'm saying is, that been an actual.
What I think accessibility is really, really important, and it's something that I'm super conscious about. And I think because the majority of the population are fully abled, we often forget about people that might have vision problems, sound problems, touch problems, say if you're quadriplegic.
What if you don't have fingerprints as well? Like,
Exactly. There's lots of different
stuff, not just assassins.
There's lots of different
assassins playing an assassin game. It's like, this isn't anybody else. I don't know why he's a Russian assassin, but he is.
Spin off point quickly. What do you think of the Apple's facial recognition? I hate it.
Yeah, how do you feel about the whole facial recognition, like how much, and also the voice activation and things like that?
So I'm pretty biased in this case because I have a twin brother and he can unlock my phone.
Really?
Shout Ken.
Hi Ken, and
long time by the way.
He can unlock my phone. But weirdly, I can't unlock his phone because he's disabled Face ID. He just has.
I thought you said he's.
Mate, he's.
No.
He's been reading your sexy messages. You've been not able to access his.
God, I was like, what happened?
You must be a bit suspicious about that.
I was so emotional about
that. I was going to be a bit suspicious if my twin did that. I'd be like, okay, so you can unlock mine, but I can't unlock yours. Yeah. Why?
Like I haven't seen your brother in about 15 plus years.
I have a fucking word.
Yeah.
I should have brought him along.
Yeah, you should actually.
No, because it confused the shit out of me, and then I'd look racist.
Yeah, no,
but he doesn't have a high top.
Look racist. Sorry.
No, he's cut his hair.
Yeah, I remember you two used to dress alike.
Yeah,
back in the day.
We used to
dress alike.
No,
he's fuck with your mum.
He's a lot more sophisticated. A lot of people meet him and they're like, oh, he's just a
posh. Do you have like posh brother and less posh brother?
Basically,
how do you kind of differentiate? Like, does your mum recognize? Can you fool your mum?
Yeah. No. Like we look a lot different. Like he's a lot.
Not according to facial recognition, you don't.
Exactly. So according to facial recognition, my brother is what I would look like if I was 20 kilos lighter. So he's got a slimmer face and no beard. And
that's quite a big change to the face because when I put on a bit of weight, I've seen pictures of myself about 5-6 years ago.
But when you're younger, you do.
Like
people, I remember back in the day, people never used to be able to tell you apart. I can always tell twins apart after a while being around with them. So I can always tell which one's older as well.
Yeah.
And for I could always tell that you were older.
Yeah. I am.
Yeah, so
1 minute.
Yeah. A whole minute? Yeah. How the fuck do you tell over a minute?
Yeah. I can tell.
I can't even tell how old your wife is.
It's a skill.
Yeah, I can tell. I can always tell for some reason. I don't know what it is, but I can always tell. And I got used to you two quite quickly. Yes, actually.
Yeah, I thought you might.
But yeah, where were we? I can't remember what we was talking about.
Twins, apparently.
Oh, twins.
Yeah.
That's what the podcast is about. It's called Twins.
The podcast is called Twins.
No,
we're going to title it that way. No, but it's nice to have a little off-point segment because when we write the bios and stuff, it's it's always fun to have a little bit of an extra. Yeah. So with Holly's one, for example, I can't remember. We did chop. We knocked the sentence off, but she talked about her.
We had to chop. Obviously, we had a lot of tech issue and all that. We had to chop a lot of stuff out.
What? Because the techie issues.
Some
keep the audio.
No. Some tech. No, to be honest, most of it we kept in. It's just anything
I
that
you
may have said that. That mate, it's going out tomorrow, by the way, 12. So anybody listening to this podcast now, the episode now with Holly's out now with about ADHD.
She's a surgeon with ADHD, and she's awesome and she's very pretty.
Yeah, so it'll be out by now by the time you hear this podcast. But yeah, most of the stuff we keep in nowadays.
Definitely follow her on Instagram. She's got a really good Instagram.
Yeah, I was saying to her, most of the stuff we keep in nowadays.
Brains and bikinis, baby girl.
Yeah.
You've probably better cut that bit as well. Well, brains and bikinis is alright. Yeah. Anyway, right. Yep.
I like to keep it more of a free flowing conversation.
Yeah.
So, keep a lot of stuff in. It depends.
No, I like it.
Yeah, it works that way, doesn't it? Otherwise, you kind of lose. Cause, we would go tangential. It just kind of ruins the flow. Well, the tangents are part of the flow. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what.
Sorry, you can always tell we've had more than 2 glasses of wine.
Yeah, we go more drinks. You know what? We haven't actually drank any alcohol since season 1.
Bullshit.
Well,
I got a job because you and I were talking about.
We weren't drinking though.
We did an episode on it. It was like 15-minute clip.
But you remember season 2? I was sober.
Oh yeah, but that was it because we were talking about how about drinking and that. Yeah. And my boss, my former boss, she was like, it was really I really enjoyed it because they wanted to see that I could do a podcast and how I came across. So I didn't have anything else. I was like, quick, send me some clips.
Yeah.
Sends me some clips. And there's us spoken. Yeah, alcohol's really bad. Glug, 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 glug. Yeah, it's me just topping up a triple gin, 3 different types of gin.
We weren't drinking during that.
We were?
No.
Oh no. Well, she said that. She said it just.
We were talking about drinking, but we weren't drinking.
I was.
Not in that episode.
Oh right, okay. Well, fuck me. That's a first.
I think you were drinking in the ADHD episode. I think we had some gin.
Oh god, yeah, no.
Because I hate gin, and somebody gave us a bottle of gin.
Yeah.
So everybody that came.
Oh yeah,
here,
me and Willow got pissed.
Took me over a year to get rid of this gin.
Yeah, thank God we were on the train
last
that day.
episode.
Oof.
What don't you like about gin?
Yeah, what the hell's your problem?
I'm a rum whiskey.
Yeah, he
guy.
drank half my. He came over for my birthday. He drinks half my fucking rum. Dick. He just said that I'm a bit neat. It's like, will you now? Fucking cocktails. I spent hours making cocktails.
I'm wine as well, but I don't like gin.
What's your poison?
Or vodka.
We should usually ask because we do try and get a little bottle in for people. You know, like.
Well, I don't really drink, only on special occasions, and if it is, it's going to be a pina colada.
Yeah. First cocktail ever learned to make. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So what is a standard? What is it?
Well, usually whatever's in his cupboard.
Right.
You know, like to be honest, I mean the gym was a bit of a one-off, but you know, I mean, like, yeah, not to just.
Oh no, sorry, I meant about a pina colada. What goes inside?
Easy. Put in 2 different types of rum, a little bit of honey. Honey always fixes every cocktail. If your cocktail's going tits up and you can't quite get the balance, stick in a splash of honey, like a teaspoon of honey, stick that in the blender, chuck it together, done. Never ever fails. And then what else? So you do like actual coconut milk, like you get in the shop, like 60p something. I mean, you keep it cheap. Keep your pineapples fresh. Although if you do, go the tin ones and just put in the juice as well, and then it blends it up proper. And then you want it nice and foamy at the top. But if you crush in the ice a little bit, don't crush the ice first. Put the ice in and just let it and whiz it for a little bit. But you know when it's too lumpy, but at the same time you want to know there's a little bit of crunch there. And and that will like with the froth and everything like that, the whole contrast. I really am doing the wrong thing in terms of like my career. I should just become a barman. And I should open a bar. I was really good at it, but it's like my kind of like little hobby. Is that like if I'm gonna get the worst part is though, usually I have like sometimes I'll have like because I'm cause without the job it's like every day's a Sunday, and like if I've got nothing happening the next day. Like you have a little gin and tonic the night before, and then one gin turns into 2 gins, or as my ex-girlfriend used to call it, a les measure, which was more like a tonic and gin. And it was lockdown. Fuck it.
How often do you drink during the week?
Probably once or twice.
Okay,
I mean, you have a glass of wine with dinner or whatever. But
I don't normally drink on a work day, but like obviously because of the podcast, I thought have a couple. But usually, I usually start drinking probably on a Friday. Yeah. Friday, Saturday. Occasionally, if I feel like it on a Sunday. I think mostly.
Cocktail nights
most likely not on a Sunday, but sometimes on a Sunday.
I think cocktail nights tend to be a fluke because like what happens is that the more you drink, the more creative you become. And the next thing I know is that I'm dancing around the kitchen with my cocktail glasses and everything like that, and I'm best friends with the blender. But it's it's good fun, but it's just that there are those times where because there's a 20-minute delay between being sober, between like how long it takes to hit, and you don't realise, especially when you're making cocktails, like because you're having fun, because you're like watching, I've got a big widescreen TV and watching telly, and then you get up and you don't realise how drunk you are until the next day when you realise you really went overboard.
Right.
Yeah, and then the next thing you know is you got like this, and then you have to go back.
Have you ever, Taiwo, to go back on point? Have you ever did any coding drinking while you are drunk or drinking?
Yeah, what's drunk coding like? Drunk building, drunk DIY is my favourite.
Last week I tried to do some editing drunk. It didn't go well, but I mean,
Wait, what did you edit drunk?
No, so basically I was trying to synchronize some clips that got out of sync. So like when you're editing,
wait, you're one-eyeing it like that.
So basically, when you're editing, when I'm editing the podcast, I have the audio from the microphone, because that's the professional sound and audio. But then I have the audio from all the cameras. For anybody listening, we've got 4 cameras in the room,
including his
phone.
So
I have to synchronize all the audio. So sometimes there's an automatic sync function on Final Cut Pro.
Right.
That puts it all together, but sometimes it does some out of sync. Right. So I need to put them back into sync. So I have to sort of eyeball it based on the wave formulation.
Oh, of course.
So
yeah.
That's quite a lot of dedication.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
so doing it sober is quite easy thing to do. You can just match up the lines so they all line up.
Yeah, but when all the lines move. Yeah.
But trying to do that drunk is very hard.
I can imagine.
Try doing it stoned.
I have not.
Actually, I wonder. Would it be easier if we were high?
I think it would be easy to do it.
I once got high and had to wrote something.
Because you're more focused sometimes when you're high.
Yeah, it was like I tell you what, it was the
you
weirdest
pay more attention to every
writing.
single detail. When you're drunk, you miss detail.
Yeah, this is like 6 years ago, and I was like, I was living at my parents or whatever. I'd just come back from Indo, and I had nothing to do for 3 months. So my mate was like, "Here, have some bud," and I was like, "Yeah, go on then, I'll have a bit." And my ex-girlfriend who was from Indonesia was like, "Can you help me with this letter? Like an application letter or something." And at this point, she didn't realise that I'd had a drink, and then all of a sudden she's like, "What, 2 hours to get this done?" I'm like, "I'll help you," because you do what you do what you can for people. But when I wrote it, the letters, it felt like music. It was really weird. It was actually really fun.
Interesting.
Like, I mean, I'm not saying that, I wouldn't, I'm not saying that, like drugs are good or bad or whatever, but it was a very different experience. It was like I was playing the words, and I remember like, the tops of the words kind of flowing a little bit. And I tell you what, I mean, I felt like I'd sent her the best of that thing I'd ever done. Probably took me half an hour to write 3 sentences because I was like, nah. But like it was still really quite an interesting experience.
So what level of concentration do you need when you're coding?
Yeah.
For an app?
Yeah, to be honest,
how long did you do it? Like, how do you do it? Do you spend like 2 hours in what? Sorry.
So the second part to that question: how long did it take you to make multi-word?
That's
all. Damn, I was going to ask that.
All fantastic questions, and I think
three of them.
All three of them. I think what I do is get into a focus state where I am truly focused on getting a piece of work, whether that's integrating with an API or allowing users to save words into a personal dictionary. And I think in terms of the length of making multi-words, from start to finish, it took about 3 weeks for me to build it. So from
3 weeks? I thought it would take months.
No.
Is it like 3 months, 3 weeks of solid work? Like get up at 9 to 5 kind of thing? Or is it more of a discipline thing? Or is it more of a sort of, I'm going to have a crack at it and then you just get into it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, to be honest, there were some late nights doing that.
Yeah.
And,
Was that just because you kind of found yourself with it being...
Yeah, definitely. And
that's really good though.
And I enjoyed the process. Yeah. It's such a creative outlet for me. The fact that I can just be typing away and then build something that anyone can just download on the App Store, like it just excites me so much that I just wanted to get it done. And to be honest, the first version wasn't particularly good because I released a hotfix maybe like 3 days later that fixed a few bugs. But it was great, to have it out and people, were playing it and enjoying it was the most important thing. So 3 weeks from start to finish.
Is that including the hotfix?
No, that was just for version 1.
Right.
So version 1.0 to hit the App Store, it took 3 weeks. So
what
just
version are you on now?
1.4. So just released.
So you've only done 4 fixes then?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, considering the fact it's done so well, like you pretty much you nailed it on the first. Not fucked it. So that's complete opposite meaning. Like you pretty much nailed it on the first time. I mean, that's. It's
and with the updates, I just get so excited. I get so excited of the fact that I'm working on new features. And then
do people write to you to say that they appreciate the fact that you've taken on board their feedback?
Yeah, and it's great. So with the latest update, I added the ability to send feedback not via email, so it's just like a contact form. And people have left me some very insightful feedback, and some people just
it's really nice that people do that.
Just send feedback and just say not even feedback to the game. They just say I really enjoy playing this. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, I think it's because of the indie vibe to it, or is it?
Yeah, I used to be really apprehensive about talking about myself and saying, hey, I'm Taiwo, I'm a solo independent developer. I'm doing all this by myself. If you enjoy my work, but it's true. I'm not like this big faceless corporation.
No, but that's what people like though.
Yeah,
it's like if I was to go into, I mean, when I'm looking for a job. I mean, I'd probably work. You want to work with someone, you want to sort of know that this person.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's what corporations are doing at the moment with employer branding, is they're trying to create a personality behind their corporation.
Yeah.
Which is a huge selling point at the moment that people are really putting a lot of money into. Whereas, and it's not so much to say that, they want to, it's not the same game entirely, but a lot of people, I think there's a lot more trust in that. But have you found that, do people sometimes suspect that you're a corporation, or is it more
I mean, it's flattering because, they think the quality of the work is so good that this big corporation is doing it, and I think that's why I've had to emphasize really on so many different points.
That's a huge compliment.
Yeah, it is. It is really.
It's a bit backhanded, but it's still huge.
Yeah, it's lovely to hear that. But I used to be really apprehensive about talking about who I am, and
I mean, you did name one of the games after yourself.
I did. Yeah. So clearly.
I mean, either you were one hell of a narcissistic CEO, or you're just some fella being like, "Come on."
Yeah, I mean, it was like a blessing and a curse because I guess people won't really type Taiwo
unless they're looking for some sort of kung fu. I guess.
Yeah.
So,
exactly. It's not the most common thing that you would type in if you're looking for a word game. So it was.
But it does link into sort of, I mean, when you get the sort of search results, it's like, oh, if you've tried this, if you tried something similar, here's Taiwo or.
Exactly.
I mean, that's quite catchy in that sort of.
Yeah, and it's just
that form of finding it.
2 letters at the end of my name, which I think is pretty cool.
Getting to you, innit?
Yeah, it's hitting me. I'm just still blown away that people every single day, not just multi-words, not just One Chance, Taiword, Cube Sprint. I've released 10 apps now.
Oh, 10. I was going to ask about that. Like, 'cause I only saw 5 on the App Store.
Yeah, so there's 9 that I built myself, and 1 was a contract.
Oh, cool.
But I built that by myself as well.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the contract one?
So that was a game called Street Snooker, which is an actual physical game. So children can play this. They can go to playgrounds and play this physical game, Street Snooker.
That's well cool.
And
so what? It's like a bit of VR involved, or augmented reality. Sorry, AR.
So no, actually, so it's like a completely physical game, and the developer of this physical game wanted a digital product.
Right.
So he wanted people to kind of enjoy the game at playtime. When they're in the park, when they're in the playground, but also if they're on their tablet at home and they want to continue playing, they've got a digital equivalent of,
so they can kind of still stay linked to the game.
Exactly. But then the app would also show you the physical places within your local borough, your local city, where you can go to the physical. So say if you live somewhere remote and there wasn't the physical Street Snooker billboard that you can interact with, you could play the game. So the game was always with you. And obviously, you could be on a plane or on a boat or in the car and
still play with your mates. Well, maybe not on a plane, but yeah. Like, I mean, do you find though that in that regard, like, like with that kind of crossover with the augmented reality kind of area, like, do you think that the whole sort of there's an app for that kind of attitude from most places, is that necessary all the time, or do you feel that it's kind of become a sort of trendy thing that people are doing? Because for example, my gloves for my motorcycle. So they've got like little heat pads in them, and you just press the button and it heats up your gloves.
Fantastic.
And they're top of the range stuff, but like apparently, according to my mum, she gave them to me for Christmas. But it's got an app for gloves, and I was like, this just feels like overkill. It just feels unnecessary. Where do you find that there's that line between like where an app can benefit a product, a physical product, or like a physical experience? Yeah,
no, I think that's a really interesting question, and I think.
Are you using that phrase just to give yourself thinking time? Because you can just pause or just edit it.
No. I think I'm very matter of fact. I think if I think a question is interesting or great, I
appreciate it. Thank you.
I have to say it.
Very complimentary.
I truly believe that there's good reasons to bring in technology, and I don't think you should just do it for everything. Yeah. I'm not sure what the gloves and the app.
I have no idea either. I just press the button and I'm just like, for God's sake, please just heat my hands up and don't electrocute me when it rains.
Yeah, I really don't know the kind of nitty gritty.
It's got Bluetooth as well. What the fuck am I going to do with that?
Like,
I'm riding.
It's because like my washing machine has Wi-Fi, and
why would your Wi-Fi?
Yeah, so
I guess you could get a notification to say your washing's done, but you can just hear that it's done.
Yeah, so and it kind
Leave it there for 2 days, done.
You kind of think to yourself, where's it going to stop, and what benefit, what actual benefit do you have having Wi-Fi in your shoes or Bluetooth trousers?
Yeah.
I was doing a race earlier this year, and I bought these new Under Armour trainers, and they have Bluetooth. They connect to my phone and they track how many steps you're taking when you're running and everything. Is crazy.
So it's
that's pretty cool though. Yeah,
but
I do always feel like I'm being spied on when it comes to that kind of data. Yeah. That amount of data. We're out of wine, boys and girls. We're out of wine. This is as drunk as we're going to get for the next 10 minutes.
On a Tuesday.
We do have some juice though. Lots of juice.
Yeah, plenty of juice.
Lots of juice. But yeah, there's definitely a time and a place for hardware meets software.
Yeah. Like, I feel that, I think it's quite good with because I find it as a little bit of a turn off sometimes when I'm at a restaurant and it's like, have you tried our app? And you're like, ugh, it's like yeah, and although but sometimes I think it's quite useful. But anyway, I agree with you is what I'm trying to say here on that. So I mean, with the whole sort of the whole thing of like, you know, like where apps kind of come into our lives. Like, what do you think is the future of the industry in terms of sort of like not just gaming, but as in the broader sense?
I know it's a really hot topic, but I really believe that AI is going to be more integrated in our services.
I mean, it does make life a lot easier.
No, 100%.
Because it saves you a lot of time coding. But,
no, definitely. With lots of different things, and I think people are really scared. Just like with any kind of new technology.
It's a bit like people who are used to pen and paper, and all of a sudden here comes a typewriter.
Exactly, and I think you know, large language models are really impressive with what they can do. They can condense so much information, and you can give it specific prompts, and it gives you very detailed responses.
It's an entirely new job now, isn't it? Like prompt engineer.
It's such a cool, exciting future. So I definitely see apps technology moving towards that, and it helps with so many different things. Like, you know, you're talking to someone in a different language, the fact that they can translate in real time and then translate back.
I used something like that with my friend's mum, and she had no, I mean, we were staying with them and she had no way of speaking English. I had no way of speaking Spanish because I tried my best, but I had to learn out what the word baños meant very, very quickly.
Oh, toilet.
Yeah. I did not know it. I was like, stood there, I was like, middle of a restaurant, need to... You know, like, I mean, you don't want to have to mime that one in front of everyone, especially when you've just met them, and you're staying with them. But anyway, like, the thing is, though, that I found that, you know, like, she and I could then just type to each other, and we had such a laugh. Yeah. Just playing with the tech. Yeah. She taught me how to make a caipirinha. Not everything I do is cocktail related, I promise. But, like, you know, like, she taught me how to make a Chilean caipirinha, and it was just the best morning / afternoon / I don't remember. You know, like, it was just a good fun day. You're like all around, really. I mean, we made quite a few of them, and it turns out that she makes the better ones. Hated it. Hate competition. Use for that one, you want to use a little bit of don't use caster sugar. Use icing sugar.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's how you get the froth with the. And I don't know how. I never use eggs in cocktails, but apparently, you know, if you use a bit of an egg, I don't know, egg white. Apparently, but I always found that a little bit. You know, like, it just feels a little bit risky. Yeah. Even though I know that most chicken eggs are fine, but you know, like, still, you never know.
Go on, all yours. I was gonna say I use pretty much AI every day now, because
what part of your workflow?
Not really, but what it is that my grammar's terrible, and I can't string together an email sometimes, especially since lockdown.
Oh yeah, you've pressed a little tab button.
So now I subscribe to this app called WordTune.
Okay.
So I can just write my sentence the way I think it, and then it puts in a proper sentence.
We use Grammarly at work, and I felt like I was being corrected a lot. But, like, you know, like, I'd write a piece about 1,200 words, and then I'd press the Grammarly thing, come up with 100 and something corrections, and it wouldn't. Well, I mean, just the phrasing and things like that, and then but you can put in the tone of voice that you want.
Oh, right.
And I realised that but I spent 20 something hours on this legal piece. It was a policy document. It was terribly written because it was written by other people from all over the world, which no disrespect to them at all, because I couldn't write it in any of their languages. But you know, I was asked, take this, turn it into something that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I took it very seriously because I was only new, and I spent 20 something hours on it, and you know, I was up till like midnight kind of working on it, and it occurred to me as I finished that piece that I could have just clicked the little Grammarly button. And it sorted the whole fucking thing out for me.
It works so much. It works so well, because this is not something.
It feels like cheating.
This is not something my work told me to do. It's just something I found on the internet when I had to do some writing up for something, and I pay like £14 a month, and then it saves me so much time. Yeah. I just type up email in my gobbledygook.
Yeah,
and then I use it, and it just puts it into what I need it to be.
Yeah.
So I use it like every day. I've got the app installed on my phone as well. I use it for text messages sometimes if I'm speaking to a client for like a videography job or something. I'll use that just to construct a professional sentence. If I'm just talking to Les, I don't give a shit. You can work out what I mean.
Well, I mean, like, you can't spell the word there for shit.
To be honest, like, and you're paying a subscription for that service, and I think I was really apprehensive about integrating subscriptions into my products. But if you're providing value, which this app is, then it's, do you know what I mean? It's nothing. You use it every day. What's a couple of quid every single month? Nothing.
No, especially if it can improve your, you know, especially if you're making more out of it, and also if it frees up time. I think that was the argument that my former company made, was that, you know, like, yeah, fine, it's going to kind of like, but one of the things that I kind of found was it felt like you said about like I was cheating. But do you feel that, you know, how do you feel about that kind of like, you know, because it's like, does it diminish the value of your skills?
Oh, definitely not. No, I don't. I think it's an assistant. It's never going to replace what you're saying. You have to feed it information. You know, you can
only kind of regurgitate what
exactly. So you're always going to be needed. I look at you know, these AI models as assistants.
Yeah.
You know, they supplement what you are doing. You know,
do you ever find that like they get a bit arrogant though? Like for me, like when, for example, I like to write the word really occasionally, or like my style as a writer, which I guess is kind of a different. But actually, no, not really, because your style as a game developer, that kind of shows through in what you do as well.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
And it's like, do you find that it kind of like makes what your, you know, like your creative sort of side a little bit more sort of what's the word I'm looking for? A bit sort of, does it kind of correct your creativity, so to speak?
No, I think in a way,
or your like sort of style, or
definitely not. I think it in a way it kind of expands it, because
really?
I can think of things that maybe I couldn't do before, you know, really expansive things, and use the AI as a tool to help me get there. You know, so I have a vision, I know what I want to do, and then, you know, using the AI, I can get there. I definitely think it's.
So how much do you use AI to create your apps?
Without putting yourself in jeopardy?
No.
98%.
Yeah. So I just typed in a prompt, and all of a sudden now number 10 is fucking.
I just
great.
wrote my name on the type my name.
Hello, Celine, it's me.
Not a lot. If you know, among friends, not a lot. I think. And I think
that we have an audience.
One of the things that I think I cannot stress enough is that it's there to supplement. It's there to aid. It's not there to replace you. You know, I think I put.
No, I don't think for now, actually, to be honest.
And I think not.
Watch Terminator.
Not.
Here we go. Fucking hell. You know what? I actually interviewed like one of the top AI experts in Slovakia, or no, not Slovakia, somewhere like in Central Europe, and she'd never watched Terminator. So when because I had to ask, it was like for an internal thing, and I was like, you know, like, how do you feel about it? Obviously, you got to ask the AI expert about it. It just felt almost, it's cliche, but you have to. And she just said, I've never watched Terminator, and I was like, but that's the premise for most people. And she was like, I've never watched it. I was like, look, you know what? Movie night. We're gonna organise movie night. There's me sitting there being like, wait, love, come on, it's time. You know, obviously I wouldn't call her love, because she was actually really, you know, she's an incredible woman. But I can't. Oh god, she was like my go-to if ever I had any AI questions. She was absolutely phenomenal. I can't remember her name though. I couldn't pronounce it anyway. I was scared to. It's like one of those ones with the funny fives underneath. Anyway. 5. Yeah, no, you know, like when you got like sort of Eastern European letters, it's got a little 5 underneath, and you're just like, whoa. You know, it's like, how do I pronounce that? Yeah, like, you know, I mean, I'm still struggling with the little hats and the French words. But yeah, where was I going with this before I started? It sounded like a twat.
Like you'd never watched Terminator.
Yeah, she'd never watched Terminator. How do you not watch Terminator? If you were doing AI, you'd watch Terminator.
I mean,
you got to do your research, people.
Second one's a classic.
Yeah, well, yeah. But I mean, like, the latest ones, though, I don't know. I haven't watched the latest one, but I've heard bad things.
Yeah, I think the first one was. I think because I watched the second one first, it was really weird watching the first one, because he's the bad guy.
Yeah.
In the first one.
Yeah.
But he's obviously the good guy in the second one. So that was, and as a kid, you know, it took.
It did. Yeah, I still didn't get that. Yeah, I had the same experience. It's like, well, why is he on our side now?
Yeah, exactly.
I must protect him. It's like, who the fuck went in there and mashed his AI?
Yeah, it was very, very. But it's really held up well.
Yeah.
Was that James Cameron?
Yeah. Yeah, he's done really well, actually. Well, obviously he's done well, because otherwise we wouldn't know his name, would we? I mean, like, you know, if he'd done shit, it'd be like, oh yeah, that guy. You know, I'll be back. I've watched the Arnie. Sorry, we really are going off point here.
Oh, the documentary.
Yeah,
is it good?
It's decent. I was sitting there. I was in Berlin with my mate, and like, you know, like, and not just because he's German. Well, he's actually Austrian, but like, you know, like, it's quite. His life is it's all about dedication and things like that. You know, like, he's very ambitious, but they don't have gloss. I mean, we were sitting there, and by the end of it, we were like, he's definitely going to run for governor again, or like run for government now.
Can he run again?
He can run for. I don't know if he can run for governor. We were expecting him to do a presidential run.
Right. Okay.
Maybe under Republican or Democrat, I'm not sure, but like, you know, because he ran as a Republican before, but I feel like political landscape's changed, so he could probably run as a president, as an independent, definitely.
Right. Okay.
I mean, I'd vote for him if it was him. Biden and Trump, you're gonna go for the Terminator.
You're gonna go for the Terminator.
Yeah, because I mean, he actually did pretty well as a governor. But,
He can't run for president because he's not born in America.
Yeah, but he's an American citizen.
Yeah, but you can't. You have to be born in American soil. That's the whole thing with that's the whole thing with Obama. They're like, show us your birth certificate.
Birth certificate.
Because he was born in Hawaii or whatever.
Yeah, so but that's not racist without saying that. Jesus.
That's obviously part of US soil, but I mean, he can't run for president. I think the governor's as far as you can go.
Really?
Yeah, it's the law.
Oh. Well,
it's not like Boris born in New York.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, is that the same in the UK?
No, it's not.
So wait,
so
we could have a foreign person like,
Boris is born in New York.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't want to say he's the English person because he's not exactly got some good press now because fuckwit. Like people die.
He's a Yank.
He's actually American.
Yeah,
Boris Johnson.
He was born in New York.
So does that give him dual citizenship then?
Yeah, he could. Yeah. But I don't think he does. I think he's...
I mean, if he's a British Prime Minister, he's kind of got to represent a little bit. I mean, he didn't do a great job.
In his defence, his parents are British. He was just happened to be born in America. But
I'd say you're a man of the people. But I mean, still...
In his defence, but I mean...
he's quite obviously English.
Yeah, he's still born in America.
Americans don't make that noise.
It's really interesting because I got that as a pub quiz question and I, for some reason, just read his Wikipedia and I was surprised that he was born in New York. So that's always stayed in my...
I've never known that.
You know that?
No. I covered that guy during COVID, solidly. I mean, honestly,
didn't get where he's born.
Yeah. It doesn't really come into it, does it? It's like is he leaving the country?
He's born in the projects, Bronx, New York.
From the hood. Straight out of Compton. Actually, Compton's not in. Compton's California, isn't it?
Yeah.
I went to the projects in New York this year. Actually.
Did
you?
Yeah.
How was your trip?
It was good. I went to.
You were there like a month before me, weren't you?
Yeah, I went there the month before. I went to Harlem. Went to Brooklyn.
Brooklyn's
amazing.
amazing.
I went to Manhattan as well.
It's literally like in the movies. You go down the street and you're like, I was taking pictures of people's houses. I think but people just give you stuff. They're so nice.
Give you stuff.
Mate, I was walking down the road.
They didn't give me anything.
Really?
They took from me.
I was gonna say.
They took my wallet, they took my phone, and took my keys.
I went to a bar at one point, and I wasn't their best customer because they were like, oh, you have to have cash. And at that point, I was only using card because it was the transfer rate, and I was a bit like, I'm not going to lose $5 for the sake of pulling $100. And I didn't realise it was cash only bar. I ordered the beer. Beer comes along, and after that, I was like, I really don't want to go to the ATM. Yeah. And they're like, okay, well, I guess this one's on the house. And I'm like, I could not have gotten out of there sooner. I was awkward. I was so complimentary. I mean, that's such a dick. But they were nice, and they made that decision. And it's like, all right, go on, mate. I was like, I offered to wash the dishes.
Was that your first time in New York?
Yeah. I've always wanted to go all my life.
Would you go again?
Yeah.
I wouldn't go again. I would actually go again.
My mate. I mean, I was there living with my mate. Yeah. And
no offense to anybody listening from New York. I wouldn't come back to your city.
I think Manhattan's a bit busy. I wouldn't want to live there because it's a little bit much. I mean, we woke up every morning to this guy we called the Die Guy, and he was a tramp, and he literally screamed "Die!" at the top of his lungs at 7 a.m.
This homeless guy tried to swing on me over there.
Really? Oh yeah, no, yeah. I mean, they don't hide the homeless at all. Yeah. Not even that. It's like mental health there. It's just you're on your own.
I was on a tour of New York. Fucked. You know where that ball with the ball sticking out? What's his name? What's that ball? The ball. He sent me the photo.
A ball with a ball sticking.
Yeah, he sent me the photo. The
ball.
The big ball. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I misheard you. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We went on a tour of New York and we saw that, and then this homeless guy came out the station. And just shoved our tour guide, and then
that's weird.
The tour guide was talking. He didn't see the guy coming. This guy came shoved, and then he walked. He was barging everybody by, and he looked at me and just swung, and I was like,
why did you swing at you of all people? You're 6 foot.
I sort of moved my head out the way, and he sort of missed.
You've swung at me a few times, and I haven't swung at you back because I couldn't reach. I was sitting there. I was like, no, he's gonna fuck.
I was like. Should I beat up a homeless person? I'm like, nah, he stinks.
No, but it was like, I mean, my mate Annette though, she's like sort of 5 foot. Well, she's the loveliest person I know, and I'm not just saying that to kiss ass because she actually does this in our podcast. Shout out to Annette, love Annette. And she's like the most charming little thing. But honestly, I met her when she was quite young, because I was a camp counsellor there. Now she's 20s, in her late 20s, mid 20s, and she's she hasn't grown physically. Right. She's hit puberty obviously, but she's got bigger. Yeah, but she's stayed the same height. She's 5 foot something, just tiny weenie. And some homeless guy just randomly punched her.
Shit.
And I'm like,
in New York or
I don't even know if he was homeless. He just some asshole went and punched her, and I was like, we're gonna go find this fucker. Like, you know, but apparently it's such a regular occurrence. And like we're walking down the street and people are like off the nut. In fact, the first night I woke up in New York, there was her boyfriend came out and of the bedroom and looked out the window. I was on the couch and he goes, "Ah, yeah, okay. Well, if you want to see New York, have a look down there." And we looked down and there was this woman who was high on, I believe, I was corrected. I said, you know, at first I was like, you know, like I thought it was crack. Apparently it was meth.
Right.
She was on meth and she was literally pissing in the street, like trousers down, pissing in the street. Then she was wiping her ass with her hand and then putting her hand in the bag of of crisps that she bought from the bodega opposite, eating them and then wiping her ass again and then eating them again. And I'm like, that morning she made a decision to take meth and then that's what her day was. And yeah, I mean, it was something you just would never see in the UK, and people would just walk past these people like there's nothing.
Yeah.
And it's something you've got to deal with that shit.
Yeah, New York.
Oh.
To wrap up on that point.
Yeah, good point. Yeah,
where we're going.
You need to wrap up. Yeah.
So it was a 2-week trip. Me and my wife went on to New York and Jamaica. So on the Jamaican leg, we're going.
He said he was bored.
Huh?
You didn't like Jamaica.
I like Jamaica.
Yeah, but you messaged me being like, it's shit.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay, right, I take it back. Sorry.
No, I love Jamaica.
Yeah, that's going to jumped out.
No.
Straight away. That'd be the first thing you take.
Jamaica was the best part of the trip.
Okay, no.
But Jamaica was the best part of the trip.
Yeah, we love your cousins.
Yeah.
But
what I'll say...
Is it true that you guys... wait, you're not Jamaican, are you?
Yeah, he's Nigerian.
Sorry, I can't tell, sorry.
You can tell by the surname.
How would I be able to tell?
Yeah, I mean the surname.
Wait, really?
Yeah, definitely.
But your surname doesn't sound Jamaican.
Yeah, it's a European.
Not that anything would,
but Jamaicans have European surnames.
Okay, look, I don't want to sound like the whitest guy ever, and this is really no reflection on me as a person, but
it is.
How do you tell? Like, just where people come from, like,
well,
black community?
But
my friend she was black, and she was like, yeah, she's Nigerian, she's from like Somali, and
you
whatever.
can sort of tell. First of all, like the names are the names are dead giveaway.
No, but we didn't know people's names. We were just walking down the street.
But in general, like obviously, you got a Nigerian sounding surname. I have I have a Welsh surname.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. So
that's right.
Yeah, so that's how you can sort of tell that I'm from. I guess
Jamaican,
a colonized country.
From like because it was Windrush, was it?
Yeah, Windrush.
Yeah.
But I think going back to that, I think it's just the same way that, you know, people from Africa, you can tell someone's from West Africa, East Africa, South Africa. Just in the same way, like...
Yeah, you can tell like Eastern European versus...
Yeah, exactly. You know, if you see...
It's very subtle though. I mean, like sometimes, if you met my girlfriend, you wouldn't know until she sort of talked, I guess.
But I think there are some like, you know, maybe you might say someone from, you know, Eastern Europe might have more slightly tan skin because of, you know, maybe in the UK we don't get as Spain much sun. Whatever, and then Spain, Portugal, and then, you know, people from
and they
South
tend
America,
to be a lot sexier in Spain and Portugal. I don't know how.
In comparison, and then like Scandinavia as well, like, you know, a Scandinavian person, you know, someone from Norway, Sweden, Denmark, what's the other one?
Everyone always forgets that one.
There's a big difference. Between all the
easy mistakes, mate.
Yeah, there's a big difference between like all the races anyway. Like you can tell by like my people have a certain mixture to us. So we've been mixed with like Asian people. We're mixed with English people, Europeans, and all that. So there's a mixture. There's a mixture. So when I met my wife,
we got from Cornwall to
my wife is also Jamaican.
Yeah.
So as soon as I met her online. I met her on Tinder. So as soon as I saw her, I knew she was Jamaican by just looking at her.
I wouldn't have a clue.
I could tell just by
one of
looking
my
at
ex-girlfriend's half Nigerian, and I didn't know. I mean, you know,
mixed race people are a bit harder to tell because
I mean, they're gorgeous as well, but I mean,
like your mixed race girlfriends that I've met.
Yeah, that one. Yeah,
I wouldn't be able to tell. Like, in fact, your first mixed race girlfriend,
she was my first mixed race girlfriend.
Yeah. That's what I said.
I've had a couple, but yeah.
But your first mixed race girlfriend, I actually thought was
This actually, you know,
I actually thought she was white. I didn't actually know she was half Nigerian. Until like probably a month or so after.
Well, she told everyone, but
yeah. Till she told me, I didn't actually know.
I was like, oh, give it a rest.
Let's get on to the final wrap.
Yeah, before I sound like a twat. Jesus Christ, we're gonna get us cancelled. I was like, how dare he ask that question?
Let's get to the final wrap. Any last questions for Taiwo?
I've literally run out. What makes it addictive? Nope, done that.
You said you don't run any adverts, so
yeah, I do.
How do you get your?
Yeah, how do you make the money?
You wonderful people going to the App Store and downloading
the fucking camera now.
I didn't say plug your app.
Yeah, we didn't say quick. Yeah, do you want to show off the book?
When you let's take you back to your first app you released on the App Store. How do you get people to download it?
Just friends and family.
Different.
And when I was building
the
the
most powerful marketing tool.
100%. You know, if someone says, "Oh, have you heard of this game called Multiwords?"
Straight
you know, then you're onto something.
It's word of mouth.
Yeah.
And also you feel more connected that way as well.
100%. Yeah. And when I was building Spacebots, I had a Twitter profile, and people were following me on Twitter, so they were kind of watching me build this game. So I had my warm markets and my friends and family, but I also had a lot of people that I just met through Twitter. But marketing is so difficult. It's really hard.
Have you tried Reddit? Because there's different Reddit
We've been trying our best.
So I tried Reddit recently and I got absolutely flamed.
What?
Jesus. Absolutely flamed.
What does that mean?
So I asked some friends and family to support this post that I made.
A couple of likes, yeah.
And people just said, this guy's using paid bots. You know,
we got fucked for that as well.
This guy's using bots.
Use bots.
Do you use bots?
No, it was just friends and family. But I think because they just set up accounts,
they'd all have the similar surname, or
yeah, and because they were saying positive things about the.
Oh yeah, no. If you have too many positive, it's not great. We're not in any danger of that.
So they just people were like, "How dare you?" Use bots, or how dare you use your friends and family? This is supposed to be impartial.
It's supposed to be a community.
Reddit is very they're very touchy about their communities, because I use Reddit to promote my cooking channel first of all,
and also the ADHD one as well, wouldn't it?
Also the podcast, and it's very. We got banned from one of the Reddits for the ADHD.
What? Why?
One of the posts I posted in the ADHD women's.
But we were talking to Willow
subgroup. Yeah,
we're talking to an ADHD girl about women and ADHD.
Yeah, you get a message, you're banned for life. You're banned for life from this community.
Why?
Shit, I don't know why. They don't give you a reason.
That's
they just
fucked.
do it.
But
they're
she's
very
got
touchy.
it.
They're very, very touchy about the community.
How much more topical do you want to be?
You have to be very careful to stay within their guidelines.
Yeah.
But how do we breach the guidelines?
I don't know. They don't give you an explanation. There's no
appealing. Otherwise you can't. Otherwise you're gonna make the same mistake twice.
Yeah.
But
there's many communities that even when I do my keto post, I post them on Reddit for my keto videos, and I've been banned from many communities.
Yeah. That's so
based
weird.
on it.
Because when I was a journo, still am, but when I was doing the locals, and you'd go into all the communities locally, and then I don't think I've only ever been kicked out of I've never been kicked out of anything. And it's and that's local communities, and usually they're a little bit touchy. The council's involved usually, but yeah, weird. Anyway, right. Well, let's wrap it up. Okay, cool. Well, Tai, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here. I've asked you quite a few interesting questions. Couldn't help myself, sorry. Well, my name's Les Steed.
I'm Marlon White.
And thank you very much.
And Tao, you're welcome back anytime. You've been a great guest.
It's an absolute pleasure. We're going to come up with more hacky questions.
Congratulations on being our first repeat guest.
No, it's been an absolute pleasure.
And
Thank you so much.
The number
for the
10 spot and the newspaper, everything like that.
Yeah.
Mate. I mean, you've really since we last saw you, fucking impressive, man.
And
really good to see you growing like that.
No, honestly, it's been a pleasure, and I can only thank you for your continued support. It was a pleasure jumping on a podcast for the first time. It's a pleasure to do it again, and hopefully again in the future. Honestly,
and also,
of course, yeah,
before we wrap up, I also want to apologize for not letting you know that the first pod was recorded.
Yeah,
a video recording, because Taiwo was very I didn't get a haircut.
Hang on a minute. Wait, what? I mean, he was on. He could see the camera.
No, but he didn't know before. He didn't know before turning up that it was recorded, and he didn't get.
I had no idea what I'm doing.
And he didn't get a haircut and everything. I said to him today.
Did you get a haircut this time?
Yeah.
Did you actually?
Yeah.
I said to him, because me and Lev don't really take care of our appearances on this podcast in terms of our hair. I'll just throw a cap on if I need to.
We recorded 4 back to back because we were a little bit short on time the last season, and we just changed shirts every night. You can just see it's the same stuff, because I had this rash from swim teaching on my face, and you just see it just makes me look like I'm embarrassed for the last 4 episodes. But
and I'm due a shave today. That's why I'm wearing a hat.
That makes sense. Actually, I did wonder.
Yeah. Because I have to, like, as a bald person,
Okay,
you have to shave. You have to
this.
shave every 2 days. So.
Really?
2 days.
Yeah.
That's why I don't want to go bald.
Yeah, it's long.
It's too much effort. I can
Some people are like, oh, you're bald, you don't have to do anything with your hair, but you have to shave every 2 days or your hair starts growing back and you start looking rough and people think you're homeless or people think something's wrong with you. You're depressed or something. I'm like...
Nothing wrong with being homeless.
Yeah.
Oof, gonna dodge that political bullet now.
But anyway, Carol, it's been great.
Yep, lovely pleasure.
Until the next time.
Yeah. Wow, we've really got to stop drinking when we do this.